Hey, Craig from Crankin back again. Today I'm going to do the rails on this mini mal. I've split this video into two parts basically because when I was actually doing the planing and shaping the concave into the board, it took a fair while for the video, so I've split it into two. So what we're going to do is going to run through some of the basic tools that I use. I use a hand planer like a surf foam. The reason I use this is I like to sort of get a feel for the rail, so when I'm running nose down to tail, as you'll see in the video, I want to get a feel for the rail. So a lot of guys can use a planer. As I said before in the previous video, I'm not that good with the planer, so let's just forget that idea. This tool here is just a 90-degree angle tool. I actually made it myself. It's just got some holes in the top there. All I do is drop a pencil through. I'm going to draw a line down the board that goes with the rail, and that way I'll have sort of an area. You can use a rail gauge. You can get these from shapers.com.au. Look, they're pretty good. Occasionally I'll use them. I probably won't on this board. This is about my fifth mini mal now, so you're sort of starting to get a feel for it, but very handy when you're doing your first one. The other thing I use is this stuff here. It's like a wire gauze, and you'll do that on the rails to sort of finish them off, and you also go over the deck and the bottom to finish those off. But let's get cracking. We'll get into it and I'll show you how it's done. So I've got my rail tool. What I'm going to do is put the pencil in the first one, and I'm just going to run this down you'll start to see a line form. There we go. So you'll see a rail there. That's also good when you want to do colour on a deck and you want to tape off. You can draw a line down. The best tip for that, if you're going to do it and you want to actually tape it off, is to just draw dots about every 5 to 10 centimetres, so probably every 3 to 9 inches. Just draw a dot, especially on the corner. You can make them smaller, and then as you get down the side you can do bigger. If you put dots, when you actually paint the board, you don't see it, whereas the line you tend to see it, so that's a good tip. Okay, so now I've got my file on my foam. What I'm going to do is run it down on a 45-degree angle, and it's going to go back and forward. And then that's going to start pulling that rail down on a 45-degree angle. So you can see this side's been done. I did this one earlier. Just keep walking down. Another tip I sometimes do is draw a line around probably around 12 inches. So what you're actually going to do is, as you come past that line, start to roll the file up. So you'll see it's 45-degree there, and as it comes up, it's starting to roll up. So we're going to start to shape the nose in that way, and we do the same thing down the tail. So you might be able to see it, but around this mark down here, we'll start to roll the rail up. I just like the shape that it gives the board. And now that we've got that 45-degree angle, what I generally do is get a piece of P40. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually run it side to side over here. I'm going to start to round this off. I'm just going to walk down the board. And this is going to start to round the rail. The last probably 12 inches, what I generally do is side on, and then roll up onto the top. The reason being, we want a flat edge down near the tail. I'll turn the board around in a minute and show you how I do it, but basically I just keep walking up and down. So it's just touching either edge, and we're just starting to round those off. It takes a while, but that's what hand shaping is, and I prefer to hand shape. So just a quick tip, if you want to have a look how your rails are going, just get a pencil and just walk down the board, put some lines, and that way when you run the paper down. And also flip the board over. So you can flip the board over and just do a couple of little, just sort of curl your hand to the bottom of the rail, straighten it out there. What we're doing is just wrapping that bottom rail under. As we move to in the last bit, straighten out. So straight here, start to roll when it hits the stand. And it's good, come along nicely. Now what we'll do after a short while, once we've got a nice round rail, we'll move to this side of the board and we'll just start to feather in that line that we drew, the 45-degree angle, and we'll start to just blend that in. Already this section here is already, easiest way to check if it's round as well, just put your hand like that, you can generally see. Yeah, the shape of that's not too bad, it's nice and thick. I want this one to be a mini mal that's a little bit more traditional, so look, no problems there. Starts to flatten out about here, so we've done the first part pretty good. We'll work down and we'll finish it off down the rail. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that rail. We're going to move on to the gauze. Same thing, either side, just hold either side. As you get towards the back end of the board, roll it up onto the deck, the top of the rail. We want that nice hard edge. Stay at the nose. Same thing. Pretty happy. It's a pretty big boxy rail that, but want this board for Byron Bay, so the soft pad will basically bend a little bit, so it's got a lot of bend in it. What I'm going to do now is use a soft pad. I'm just going to tidy up the bottom of this rail here. Just not 100% happy with it. So this one rolls over. As I said, that's our section where it's nice and flat. And I'll start the roll, position it so where the point starts to roll is actually along your stand. Makes it easier. So just roll that over the rail. Bit of a look. A little bit of a flat spot there. going to use our calipers just to see what sort of thickness we are. And just grab a tape measure. You can buy these as well, but you can hand make them. But so that is 2.5 inches. So with the concave, takes a bit out, a little bit more meat in the rails, which I like that. So basically we've done the board up to the point where it's ready to paint. Pretty happy with it. So this board's designed for a point break, which is a little bit different to, say, the green one you see behind me, there. That one was designed for barley, for reef breaks over on New Zealand Bongan, which worked really well. Great concave all the way through, really nice soft rail, went great. This one I've designed for Byron Bay, so more your sand beach break, sort of sometimes point, so it's a little bit softer through the rails. Look, you can do it this way, which is the long way, but I guarantee when you paddle out on a board you made yourself, that's a pretty good feeling. With computer cuts, I think you'll see the board just there with the black rails. That's the only computer cut I've ever done. I've done one in 40 boards, so it's up to you how you do it. I just like this process. I find it's fairly organic. I try to use as many hand tools as possible. As I said, some people like to plane the rails and get them right down. I like to do it all by hand. So you just got to work out what works for you. And if you find something that works, hey, do it. This is just how it works for me, and it's, you know, part of the way I was taught, but also it's ways I've developed over time. So just have a look, play with it, see what works, see what you like, see what you don't, and get out there and surf your first board. But I reckon let's get some colour on this thing. Hey guys, there's this whole YouTube thing about liking, subscribing, thumbs up, thumbs down, all sorts of things. Look, I'm not a professional video maker, as you can see. I'm not a professional board maker, as you can see. I'm a backyarder, work in my shed. Making these videos just in case they help someone who's doing their first board and wondering how to do it, looking for tips and techniques. I was taught by a master craftsman, and he taught me a lot of the stuff that he does. He hand shapes, same as me, I hand shape as well. So as I said, I rarely use a computer cut. I prefer shaping a board by hand, going out surfing a board that I've shaped, which is fantastic. So thanks for watching.